on my way home from work, and I knew that I had plans Friday after work, so I decided to stop early and go to the antique store, and here's what I brought. So I decided to go to my favorite antique store right here in town. That's where I get most of my things. They do know me there. I'm in there quite often. Most of the time I just go in and I look at everything they have super close up like this. And I look at a lot of the same things every time I go because I have a very specific eye. I really like the super girly, super like old lady-ish stuff, and so the things that always catch my eye are like little girls' toys, little boys' toys, because I'm thinking like, oh, I would love to like decorate a nursery with these things. I also look at their vintage cosmetics. They have a whole bureau vanity dresser with like a big beautiful mirror, and in it they have a bunch of brushes and mirrors and combs, shaving supplies, compacts. They even have like super old makeup. Obviously you wouldn't use it, but it would be nice to have like as a decoration. That's a lot of the stuff that I look at. I also look at like kitchen decor, little ceramic cats, little ceramic ladies in very beautiful dresses. So I do eventually plan on collecting some of those things as well. I do have on display in my beauty room at the moment a little vintage Tiny Play tea set. That's one of my favorites. That's also something that I look at quite often. And it was pouring rain outside, and so the vibes were immaculate. So I'm in the antique store, I'm looking at all my usual things, and the few things caught my eye where I was like, oh, I would really love to like plan this into my budgeting over the next however long. And then I decided to go back and get this beauty. So like I said, they have a lot of antique cosmetics. They have a lot of antique brushes and compact mirrors. This is the little number that I went home with. A vintage metal brush with the satin on the back. Obviously, I'm not going to use it for my hair, but I'm going to have it on display in my beauty room like this. And it unfortunately didn't come with a mirror. A lot of them do. It does make them more expensive, but I do think that they're harder to find. So I do find that the ones with the matching mirror oftentimes aren't as pretty or as high quality. I used to have a play mirror and brush and comb set when I was growing up, and I always thought it was like the most beautiful thing in the world. Like I felt like a princess. And so having this vintage one in my beauty room makes me feel so like happy. Like I'm like, if my younger self could see that I'm like able to spend my adult money on stuff like this, she would be ecstatic. So this was the first thing that I purchased. And it was only $6, which a lot of them in there are more expensive than this, and then even more expensive if they have the matching mirror. And this one didn't have a price tag on it, so I was just like, I don't know how much this is, so whatever you think. And she was like, how about 6? And I was like, because I thought it was gonna be at least 10, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'm so excited. Okay, and then while I was still in the store, I was mentally keeping track of all of the things that I really want and like, so that I can plan, you know, for the future, like, oh, this is the stuff that I want, this is stuff that's catching my eye. And I saw this really beautiful vintage pin cushion for like $25. And in my head, I'm like, I would love to have something like that someday. And so I leave that store and I'm like, I'm just gonna stop in. There's a thrift store nearby that's going out of business, and by the end of this month they will be completely cleared out and they're all going completely online. And it's not exactly an antique store, it's more thrift store style where it's like super cheap stuff, like crowded shelves, all that stuff. And when I walked in, everything was boxed up. Like everything is boxed in bags. Like I had to like rummage through all that stuff to see if there's anything I liked. And so I definitely felt really awkward, but I'm like, listen, like they're getting business before they're leaving, so whatever. And I found a few gems that I'm super excited about, so let me show you what they are. I also got this candle holder. Look how stinking cute. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I know that there's probably like a matching set out there somewhere, but those things are really hard to find. And so oftentimes people will just mix and match all of these like different rose or gold patterns, which is fine. I brought this home and my boyfriend thought it was like a tiny teacup saucer. He was like, "What are you gonna put in this?" I was like, "It's a candle holder." Here is a vintage pincushion. And when I saw it, I was like, that's ugly, because you can see it has these beads around it. But when I was looking at it, upon further inspection, this is actually a decal that somebody hot glued on themselves. It was like a DIY project. And so this is what it looks like before. I wanted to show you guys because I'm gonna completely take this decal off, and behind it is that like goldish metal. And I'm gonna take off all the pins. I'm gonna wash her all nice and stage the pins and have her in my beauty room as well. So I wanted to show you the before. And once I do that, I'll show you guys the after. But this, I got all of my things there that I ended up purchasing for $5. And so getting all of it for $5 versus one pin cushion for $25 at the other store, a steal. So this is something I'm really excited about. And here is the after of the pin cushion. So I did save a bunch of the pins and I'm gonna stage them on the top. But it turns out, I feel like this is actually homemade because this side looks like a mason jar lid, but I don't know how they made this top part to it. So if you do, let me know. The only thing is I wasn't able to really get off the hot glue that goes around the outside, so I might have to put in a little bit of elbow grease to make it a little prettier. But I do think that this is going to be a really beautiful display in my beauty room, so I still think it was a win. Let me know if you have any ideas on how else to zhuzh it up, but overall I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. I also got this really cute small doll chair. I'm probably going to put her in the corner in my beauty room and then put something on display on her seat. But I just thought she was so cute and sweet. I couldn't not come home with her. And it is homemade. So whoever Rachel is made this. It's not vintage or anything, I don't think, because it says 2014 on it, but it's still really cute and sweet and I still liked it. So I did pick this up. And lastly, I got this really beautiful bowl. I really liked the unique edges on it. It wasn't just a straight curved edge. It kind of has those little indentations on it, which I thought was really unique. And they got this at an auction, it seems, because it was through a certain vendor. On the bottom, it does say not for food use, may poison food for decorative purposes. So I thought that was funny. So I will definitely be using it only as decoration, but it will be going on our console table behind our couch just as a display piece. Maybe I'll end up putting something in here. Probably not, though. I'll probably put it like on a stack of books or in front of a larger figurine. But this is the last item that I purchased. And again, I got all of this for $5. So there you have it. That was my entire antique haul from this past weekend and throughout Friday and then the weekend to follow. So if you like these videos, let me know. And I love filming them, so I'd be happy to film more. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Stick around for more videos of all different kinds. We do vintage, we do toys, we do mental health, we do decor, natural living. So let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.